Good day, everyone. I'd like to talk about where is your family energy in your chart? Where is the nurturing? Where do you go to feel safe, to feel comfortable when you get the strokes from your family? You know, when your mom or your dad or your family members say, hey, you did great. What does that energy mean for you? And have you been working with it? You know, understanding the home energy, the home life, really helps us understand ourselves. And I know that sounds so cliche. No kidding, Jill. I know many of you are saying that. Jill, no, we already knew that. I know you guys knew that. But I want to reinforce it with the upcoming holidays of Easter and Passover. I want you to really think about your family unit. What does family mean to you? Who do you go to? What do you do? What actions do you take to feel nurtured, to feel loved this lifetime? I have Capricorn in the IC unit and Saturn there. And let me tell you something. It sucks. Yuck. Sorry, but it's true. Many of you here also have this placement. And you have also told me it sucks. So I'm going to just sum it up and say, if anybody is wondering why Capricorn on the IC might suck, it's because you basically have authority, you have high achievers, accomplishments, overcoming obstacles, work, and more work, and work, and work, and work. And you don't get rewarded unless you're working. So in my household, for example, how do you think I got rewarded? Oh, you got all your chores done, Jill. Good girl. You got straight A's in school. Good girl. And on Saturday, we're gonna go fill up 4 or 5 barrels on the hill. Good girl. This is a true story, folks. I know it may sound harsh, but this is what goes on when you have Capricorn on the IC. And so what happens is you don't really get to have a childhood because you're too busy working, too busy taking orders from people, too busy following direction, too busy jumping through hoops to please other people. That's not a fun energy. And so what would happen to me when I was younger is I knew if I were going to get any kind of nurturing, guess what I'd have to do? I'd have to accomplish something big. Otherwise, you didn't really get too much. It's true. So what happened is having Saturn, the taskmaster energy in the family unit and Capricorn is after I got out into the corporate world for a while, I started rebelling against authority. That's what Capricorn on the IC does, or Saturn conjunct the IC. You get to a certain age where you just can't do it anymore because you've been doing it since you came out of the womb. And so you start rebelling. It's true. And so I would start rebelling against some of my managers. And I wasn't rebelling in a bad way. it was just like I didn't have patience for their stupidity, you might say. And like my colleagues would not like the manager either, but they wouldn't say anything. But me, with Saturn there and Capricorn, oh yeah. I was like, I don't have time for this crap. And so I would rebel myself. And my friends would be bitching to me about their managers, Capricorn, and wouldn't do shit. But then who would do it? Me. Oh my God. And so me doing that actually helped them. Okay. And I remember one manager was bullying me, and he had bullied this other person prior, and the guy never did anything. He just basically was like, oh, it's okay. Well, he got to me, and I wasn't in the mood, and I wasn't going to have it. And so let me tell you something. Yeah, there's a lot of paper flying. Let's just put it to you that way. A lot of attorneys and paper flying around for a while. And ultimately, because of what I did, he stopped bullying people. And so it's a gift, it's a blessing, but it's also a curse. At least for me. I'm not saying those of you who have Capricorn on the IC, it's a curse for you, because I would never project that on anybody here. You make your own decisions about your own chart. Okay? For me, to get love, to get nurturing, it's always been a lot of work. And sometimes you get tired. You don't want to even budge. You don't give a damn. After a while, you don't. And so what I have noticed is that also people that have a strong Capricorn signature in their chart have been really nurturing to me. Like they felt like family. They felt like I instantly connected and bonded with them. And they were always very loving to me and always very nurturing. Capricorn people have always been very loving and very caring to me. And my Chihuahuas there's 3 of them, they're brothers and sisters. And they were both all Capricorns. And they have been, of all the dogs that I've had over the years, and I've loved all my pets, but they have been some of the most nurturing, protective dogs for me I have ever had. And so when I meet people with Capricorn energy or that strong Saturnian energy, a lot of times it's just amazing to me how they embrace me. And I can't explain it in the way that I really would like to, because it's a process, right? Understanding our chart is a process, and you understand what you're supposed to understand. And so I encourage all of you to embrace and get to know your IC energy to help you understand where you go, where your chart goes, what your chart is trying to tell you about your nurturing story, about your family story, about what energies maybe you need to implement or interact with to feel nurtured, to feel loved. And so let's go through the other signs. So what if you have Aries on the IC angle? What is that like? Aries in the IC angle. What would that mean? How do you get nurtured? Do you get nurtured Do you get strokes from your family when you look good, when you're a warrior, when you're a leader, when you're taking the first steps? Do you find that Aries people that are sun sign or rising or carry heavy Aries energies, do you feel that they are nurturing to you this lifetime? Have you met any Aries people that if you felt were nurturers for you? Like I mentioned, Capricorns for me have been very nurturing. Look for that this lifetime. If you don't know at this juncture, it's okay. Our chart is a work in progress. Aries I see. Look for Aries energies this lifetime and understand them in the context of family, of nurturing, of strokes, and then form your own story about the IC. What about Taurus in the IC? Do Taurus people, places, and things make you feel nurtured? Do they make you feel like you're part of their family? Did you have to make a lot of money to get nurtured? Did you make a lot of money? Did you need to be beautiful? Did you need to use your voice? What does the Taurus IC story mean for you? What about Gemini on the IC? What Gemini people, places, things, energies, behaviors ignite around your family unit, around your family story? Are they good stories or are they bad stories? Did you need to have to communicate to get nurturing? Was there communication? Was there not communication? Was there a need for communication or writing or learning and teaching and speaking? What was the family unit like that represents Gemini energy for you? Do people that have Gemini energy make you feel loved and cared for this lifetime? What about Cancer? Well, this is where Cancer loves to be. Cancer needs love, needs nurturing, needs family, needs it. Cancer down here, this is where Cancer loves to be. This is where Cancer needs to feel loved and cared for. And if you don't get that, that would have to be very painful. Look to Cancer energies this lifetime to understand what your family story means. It's a process. Remember, our chart is a process. It doesn't mean we have all the answers in our chart when we're looking at it. It means we're processing the information because our chart is with us until we die. It is there teaching us what we need to know when we are seeking the information. What about Leo on the IC? Did you have to be someone very much in the spotlight? Were your parents in the spotlight? Was the entertainment industry big? What about just getting a lot of attention and glamour? And what does Leo energy represent to you in the family unit? Are there people that carry Leo energy that you feel really nurtured by this lifetime? What about Virgo conjunct the IC or Virgo energy in the IC unit? Do you feel you have to work, be of service before you get nurtured? Was there a lot of working? Was there a lot of chores? Was there a lot of perfectionism? What does Virgo energy mean to you here? What about Libra IC? What does Libra energy mean to you? Do you need to have a partnership? Did you need to be married for your family to be happy? Was fairness a big thing? Was justice? Was law? Was the public big? Did the public nurture you? Is that where you got your nurturing, is from the public, from your relationships, from your marriage partner, from Libra energies? What does Libra energy really mean to you here in the IC? What about Scorpio? Were there a lot of secrets? Was there a lot of intense emotions? Was there a lot of triangular energies here? Was there meanness? Did things sting? Was there a lot of endings and beginnings in this family of yours? Was there a lot of pain? Was there a lot of sadness? What does Scorpio mean to you? When you meet someone who's a Scorpio or carries heavy Scorpio energy, how has that felt for you? Has it felt nurturing? Has it not? What does it mean? What about Sagittarius in the IC? Have you felt that your family was overseas, or your family was international, or your family was highly educated and maybe they wanted you to be highly educated for you to get the strokes you deserve or the nurturing you deserve? What does Sagittarius mean here for you? Well, we talked about Capricorn, but what does Capricorn mean for you? We're talking about achievements and Saturn, and we're talking about restrictions, and we're talking about work and jumping through hoops. As I mentioned, the Capricorn story. What does Capricorn mean for you in the family unit? Do you have to do Capricorn to get nurtured? Do you have to be Capricorn? Do you have to implement Capricorn behaviors? Do you have to be around Capricorn energy? Do Capricorns befriend you here? What about Aquarius? What goes on for Aquarius ICs? Does Aquarius energy ignite you into nurturing? What does Aquarius energy mean for you in the family unit? Were there surprises? Did unexpected things happen? Was it fun? Was it exciting? Was there scientific brilliance in the family? Did you get strokes when you had great ideas? What about humanitarian causes? When you work on humanitarian causes, is that where you feel loved? What about Pisces here? Pisces IC. Did you feel a lot of emotional pain and sadness and maybe misunderstood? Was there addiction in the family? Do you feel addictions play a role in you understanding your family unit? Do secrets play a role? Does health and healing play a role here? Pisces on the IC. Were your parents soft-spoken? Were they healers? Were they doctors? Were they psychics? Were they emotionally sensitive? Were they nurturing? Were they caring? Were they emotional? What does Pisces mean to you in the context of family and nurturing? Do you know yet? And so I want to wrap this up and say to each one of you, deep dive into your IC unit, your IC energy, and ask yourself, what does it mean to you in the context of your family unit? What does it mean to you in the way that you feel nurtured or safe or loved or cared for? How is the energy playing out for you this lifetime? Are you new to astrology and just learning this? Have you been processing this for a while? Have you been processing your chart for a long time and have come to the conclusion and have having those aha moments, like I've been having my aha moments so much now as a mature person around this angle? Because like I mentioned, we don't talk a lot about it. We don't. But you really want to know it. Know your IC angle. Know all your angles. But don't overlook your IC angle because you're so busy focusing on the other stuff. Know it. Especially if the family unit is something you have been challenged with, trying to understand this lifetime. Okay, I'll talk to you all soon. Have a blessed day, everyone. Bye-bye.